Hello everybody, it is Nicole from Ikiwi, and today I'll be teaching you how to blend different skin colors and their blushes with alcohol markers as someone requested. I'll be using the Arteza Everblend Skin Tone set just to keep things simple, and if you have this set, then you can follow along. Keep in mind that this isn't the only way to approach blending skin, this is just the way that I do it, so let's not waste any time and hop right into the video. Typically, I choose 3 colors for the skin. The base color, which is the lightest, the shadow color, which is the darkest, and a transitional or blending color, which is a middle tone. You can always add more colors to add depth to your piece, but I find that 3 to 4 is a pretty good amount for me and my style. The first one we're going to go over is the light skin with a peach or pink undertone. First, you want to color the entire skin area with the base color, including the cheeks. Then I take my blending color and start adding shadows under the eyes, nose, mouth, and wherever the hair casts the shadow. Then I go back to my base color and I apply it in between where I added the shadows and the original base. In order to make a smooth blend, I constantly am switching back and forth between the base and transitional color. Once I am happy with how that looks, I add the shadow color to the darkest part, so under the neck and nose. Then I repeat the process by adding the transition color and the base color to blend it out into the original base. I continue this process to make a smooth blend, and I make sure I do this when the marker is still wet. I talk about this in my last blending video, which I'll link in the eye. But basically what it means is that you want to apply the next color onto the previous color when the paper is still saturated with marker, just because it allows for easier blending when both of them are still wet. However, keep in mind that if you want hard shadows, then skip the blending portion and wait for the previous layer to dry. I just tend to favor softer shadows, so this is the method that I tend to use. After completing the skin, I add the blush, and I tend to use 1 to 2 colors depending on which markers I have available and what works best for the skin. The first thing that you want to do is to apply the lighter blush color to the whole area that you want the blush to be in. Then take your base color again and add it on top, and this creates a smooth transition from the base to the blush. After that is smooth, then you want to add the darker blush color at the point that you want the most bold. So I tend to add it at the high point of the cheeks, just because that's where I want the color to be most saturated. Then you want to add the lighter blush color and then the base color again to make a smooth transition from the deeper blush to the base skin. Continue layering this until you're happy with the saturation of the blush, and I typically go for 2 to 3 times, but if you want it to be lighter, then go for less, and if you want it to be deeper, then go for more. The next one we're going to go over is another light skin, but it is with a yellow undertone. I'm using 3 skin colors and 2 blush colors again, however this time I'm choosing markers with a more yellow undertone. I want to make sure that my base color, blending color, and shadow color are all yellow undertones because I feel like it just makes it blend better than if one of them was yellow and another one was pink. The process and steps to blending and adding blush are the same as the previous example, so first you add the base color, then I add the shadows and blend with the base color and blending color. Once the shadows are complete, then I add the blush, and I'm using the same light blush color on this one, but I chose a more red tone blush for the deeper color to stick more in that warm tone. This just helps to keep the whole overall image more warm compared to cool. For the medium skin tone, we will be using 3 skin colors and 1 blush color. And normally I would use 2, but this set doesn't really have a good deep red that matches, so I ended up just using 1, which works just fine for this one. First, you want to color all of the skin with the base color fully. Then, instead of adding shadows, I add the blush, which I mentioned earlier is more of a deeper red peach color. I find that using a lighter color on dark marker makes it look kind of blotchy in my experience, so when working with darker skin tones, I tend to go for a deeper red color for blush. For this skin tone, I try not to go over the blush too much with the base color, just because I don't want the base color to hide the red. However, you can go over the area in red again, just to deepen the color if you want, but again, if you add more layers, the color gets deeper, and less layers, the color is lighter. The shadow process is similar, where I add the shadow color, and then I use the blending color and base color to blend it all together. I have noticed that with darker colors though, I find that I need to go over the entire area when adding the base back in to blend, because for some reason, if I only add the base colors to certain sections to blend it out, it tends to leave patches. So in my experience, when I'm trying to blend everything with the base color, I tend to find the need to go over everything just to make sure that it is smooth and not patchy. And the last example is for darker skin, and this process is slightly different than the previous ones. We will be using 3 skin colors, but we will also be using 2 blush base colors and 1 blush color. This method actually starts with the blush first. So first you want to take your base blush color on the cheeks and use your blush transition color to blend out the cheek area. Then you want to add your base skin color and blend it with the blush transition color into the base color. Hopefully that's not too confusing. We're using skin tones as the blush base colors because it's easier to blend the skin tone colors into another skin tone than blending the blush color directly into the base color. So after you blend the cheeks into the base color, make sure you color the rest of the skin with the base color so that the base is complete. There should be a smooth transition from the cheeks to the rest of the face in a skin tone. After the base is complete, then I add the blush color on top of the blush base color. Now hopefully this part doesn't sound too confusing, but I'll try to explain it the best I can. Once you apply the blush color, then blend it with the blush base color and the blush transitional color into the skin base color. I find that it's easier to blend the blush into the base color by using the same transitional colors to make it a smoother blend. And then you want to continue layering to blend all the colors together, and you can use the same method for adding shadows and transitional colors to create the smooth blend in the skin. So I hope you found this video useful or helpful in any way. Hopefully I was able to explain it well enough so you guys could understand it and maybe follow along. Keep in mind that in this video I used a chisel and fine tip to blend, but it would be much easier if you had any brush tip markers instead. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you're notified of when I post a new video. So with that, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. Keep drawing, keep creating, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!